In today's local SEO for 2022 video, what I'd like to share with you is my top 10 ranking tips for ranking your Google business profile in the map pack. Now, I don't want to waste any time. I want to not only give you these tips, but I also want to give you actual examples so you can further comprehend exactly what we're discussing today. So before we get into these tips, please go ahead and pay a visit to www.chrispalmerseo.com for any of your service needs. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and just get right into these tips. And the very first tip that I want to go ahead and share with you is mirroring the winner's business names. Now, I want to note that these tips are in no particular order. It's not that this is the best. These are just the top 10 signals that you definitely want to go ahead and start doing in order to get higher position rankings. So the very first one is mirroring winners' business names. So mirroring names of winners. And what I mean by this is when you're going out into the actual map packs, okay? So let's just take this as an example. If I want to rank for Locksmith Miami, okay? When I'm taking a look at the top performers that are currently winning, if you're taking a look and you're seeing keywords, whether that's a keyword of the actual keyword that you want to rank for or a keyword of the city in the top performers' business names, top performers meaning the top 5. So the 3 guys in the map pack plus the other 2 that are about to be in the map pack, are they putting a keyword of the city or are they putting a primary keyword into their business names? And if the answer is yes for the majority of the winners, then so should you. So this is mirroring the business name. So as you can see here, we have My Locksmith. So this guy's got a keyword in it. This guy's Quickly Locksmith Miami. I guarantee you his business name is just Quickly, right? Probably. But he's got Locksmith Miami. And then one more time, this guy's got a keyword. So for this instance, it's going to be a good idea to get a keyword, in this case, locksmith, into the business name. So that's the number 1 tip. My number 2 tip, let's go ahead and move into that, is picking your primary category and perhaps one other and not diluting your category structure. Oftentimes when I talk to business owners and I'm doing mini audits for business owners, they have their primary category and 9 other secondary categories. So let's say that you're a kitchen remodeler. You then have general contractor, a bathroom remodeler, tile floorer, a tile contractor. You got 20 other things. You do not need to dilute. You need to optimize your Google business profile. By stuffing in all of these other categories, you're diluting the overall optimization for your primary category. So the best thing to do is pick your one primary and stick in one secondary category that makes sense. If somebody is wanting to do business with you, Google is correlating the data from your website. If somebody wants to do business with you, that person's going to go to your website and see, oh, he's a general contractor. He does tiles. He does floors. He does bathrooms. Don't dilute your optimization by stuffing massive amounts of categories into your Google business profile. You're diluting your optimization, not doing yourself a favor. So stick with one secondary. That's it. Stay optimized. We're optimizing the profile for best performance. So number 2 is do not dilute categories. Okay, number 3, and this stays with the same exact thought process of not diluting. When you're first setting up your Google business profile, it's one of the questions is, does your business offer deliveries? If it's no, then there's no service area. When you first log in, it'll be blank. But if it's yes, it'll ask you to fill out some details. So keep this in mind when you're filling out and stuffing all of these different service areas in there. You're not doing yourself a favor by shoving, if you have a business, let's give an example here. If you have a business and your business is located here, okay, in Overtown, 9 times out of 10, unless there's no other competition, your business is going to be doing very, very well in Olivertown, okay? In that location. You might be able to go 5 miles out. You might even be able to go 10. But by going all the way out to, say, if you're that business, going over to Miami Springs, you're not actually going to start bringing in business from Miami Springs. You're going to dilute your relevance in Oliver Town where your actual business is. You're throwing mixed signals at Google. Do not dilute your service areas. The name of the game is optimization. This is where my business is. This is where I do business. So what I'm going to go ahead and put in as my tip number 3 is do not dilute service areas. Again, Google correlates data from the website. So if you want to start bringing in traffic from those other locations and have your listing start showing up, then have those location pages on your website. By stuffing them into a service area is not doing any optimization benefits for your business. By actually having it on your website and starting to generate real traffic and clicks from people in those areas, that's how it can happen. By stuffing it into your service area, that's diluting the overall optimization of your profile. I do not recommend it. What I recommend doing is in your service area if you want to put something, but remember, Google considers a service area for businesses that do deliveries, right? Deliveries, or maybe you see people outside of the office, right? Which could be good for your business. But what I like to do is if my business is in Florida, then my service area is Florida. If my business is in Naples, Florida, my service area is Florida and Naples, Florida. Everything else, it goes onto the website. So do not dilute your service areas. You're not doing yourself any favors. Let's move into number 4. Number 4 is the frequent questions, okay? Once we can actually get people into the profile, think of the profile like a website. Dwell time, or people clicking, or people looking into your profile. Are they visiting the website? Are they getting directions? Are they reading reviews? These activities are being recorded, whether you can see them or not. So by having these questions in there, you're answering questions that customers might already have, and they're going to spend more time on your profile. So what I recommend is filling out these commonly asked questions, and how you find these, and what I'm talking about is this. So if you're a business owner, okay, let's say that you are a medical spa in Miami. We'll go back to Miami, all right? So medical spa in Miami. So let's just say that this is you, all right? So the frequently asked questions, as you can scroll down here, see questions and answers. You can ask and answer questions. You could have one account that asks, one account that answers. The answer question should come from you, the business owner. You should be answering the questions. But what you want to put inside of here is, hi, how much is a full facelift body estimated? Hi, do you do laser removal? So we want to stay relevant to the primary keywords that we're trying to rank for. And how we do this with our questions and answers, because think of your Google business profile like a website, because it is. How you will go about doing this is when you go over here to Google, okay? Let's say we'll stick with this one, medical spa treatment. If that's your primary service, what you want to do is you want to scroll down and see how this little box here says people also ask. Remember, it's all about optimization, and along with optimization is being the most relevant. So we want to make our profiles as relevant as possible. So one more way of optimizing our profiles to be the most relevant is what ranks, right? Is by filling out these questions and answers. And where do we find these? Put your primary keyword in, and then go to here. People also ask. Pick out your most commonly asked questions that make sense for your business. All of these should be relevant, but if they're not, then skip over and grab one that is. So let's move into the very next tip. So number 5. Number 5 is run traffic. Proximity and traffic are the 2 biggest ranking factors. So one of the very first things that I absolutely positively I have every single client do is start running traffic. Let me show you an example of the type of traffic that I think you should start running. As you can see here, the big primary keyword was chiropractors. See how there's an ad here in the map pack? This business is now generating relevant clicks from Google from people that were searching for their big primary category. So if somebody typed in the keyword, their ad shows up first. They're starting to generate clicks. They get credit for those clicks. They get credit for those people looking at those businesses. Plus, when you're running an ad like that, people might click on it. They might read your reviews. They might go and see what your questions and answers are. They might go over to the website. it helps in way more ways than just generating that initial sale. It'll help for your long-term SEO goals. One of the very first things that I always recommend to clients is start running ads. Any budget that you can afford, start running ads, whether it's local extension ads or Google ads that run inside of the local pack, much like this. So running ad traffic, run map ad traffic is my tip number 5. We're going to move into tip number 6, which is attach socials. So as you can see, when you're looking at Google business profiles, all right, you're going to take a look at this. So if let's just say I'm going over here, we're going to go and look for another business. Let's do divorce lawyer Houston. Okay, just let me show what I mean by attaching socials. Top performers, okay, top performers meaning top rankers. Generally, when you scroll on down here, see how these business profiles are attached? You have Facebook and you have LinkedIn. Let's go to the number 2 ranker. When you scroll on down here, take a look. Now this person has YouTube and Facebook. You're going to see the same types of accounts across all types of keywords and all types of businesses. So the recommendation and the tip is be a real brand like these top performers for this keyword. Go and look any keyword up. Top performers have branded social assets that are attached. So much so that Google actually goes out of their way to showcase the profiles right inside of your Google business profile listing. So go ahead, if you do not have social profile accounts set up, set them up. And the big tip here is link those social accounts to your GMB asset. So link it over to the place ID, link it over even to the CID, but link them over, make that connection, and of course, talk about these social profiles on your website. So my tip number 6 was attach socials and link to Google GBP. All right, so number 7. My number 7 tip is paid citations. Okay, now along with that is it kind of goes with number 8. So paid citation traffic. So these kind of go together. There's paid citations, and then you can get paid citation traffic. I want you to go ahead and take a look at this. So when you come over here, let me just share this with you briefly. So if you come over here to a business, let's do a brand new search so I can show you a new example. Let's say, I don't know, how about, I don't know, real estate agent, San Jose, okay? Let's take a look here. So what I mean by paid citations and paid citation traffic is if we come to a top performer, something that you're going to notice with every business is Google's usually going to pull out, in this case, they're pulling out Yelp, okay? In a lot of cases, they're going to showcase certain specific citation sources. Now, what I highly recommend is the sources that are showing up for your niche, right? So this is real estate in San Jose. What we're going to see is pretty consistent citation sources showing up. So RE38, I don't know if you can get a paid on that, but it might be very smart to go ahead and get a paid account on RE38. Now, these citation sources usually have marketing and business plans that will also allow you to run ads that will start generating traffic for your listings, for your website, for your GMB, maybe events in your Google business profile. So not only do I highly recommend A, getting the citation from these sources, but B, also getting paid citations from these sources. So when they run their top 10 lists on Yelp, you show up in the list. When they're running top 10 lists inside of say this RE38, you show up on the list. If you're a chiropractor, if you want to show up on expertise.com, get on that list, right? They also, just like Yelp, they also have business opportunities to start pushing traffic. They have paid ads. So not only do you want to get the citation, but you want to get the paid citation and start running traffic. So these are my next 2 tips. The next 2 tips are paid citations and getting paid citation traffic. Whatever citation sources are relevant for your niche, for the keywords that you want. You can always find this by looking at top businesses, scrolling down, and figuring out which web results is Google showcasing. And if out of those results, they're showing citation sources that you can go get a citation on, or better yet, a paid citation, or even better yet, on top of that, I could get traffic from these citations, go and do it. This will massively impact your rankings because now I'm getting referral traffic from these top citation sources for my niche. I'm getting traffic. It will drastically change your business. So let's move into the next tips here. So tip number 9. Number 9 is going to be mimic top site homepage layouts. I always see this. This is a miss always. Here's what I mean by this. So mimic homepage layouts of winners. Okay. Let me show you an example of exactly what I mean. So it doesn't have to be the actual layout. It doesn't have anything to do with look. What it has to do with is this. So if I search for chiropractor, New York City, okay, let me just give you one of these examples. So New York City chiropractor. What I mean by mimicking the top performers' layouts, when you're looking at a top performer's website, you're going to see a lot of things in common across all keywords. But really look at your niche and see and it doesn't have to be the number 1 ranker. Look at number 2 and look at number 3, and then look at variations of your keywords and go and look at their websites. And what you're looking for is certain details like this. Oh, they have a call now button up at the top. They have a request appointment on their webpage. What else do they have? Oh, I see that they're acknowledging how many years that they've been in business. What else do they have? Oh, I see that they have a map embed. I should have a map embed. Oh, I see they have a form. I should have a form on my page. As we scroll down here, they're listing their actual days they're open and closed and the actual hours. Okay, they're linking out to these sources. Do I have these accounts? Maybe I should link out to these sources. This is what I mean. Follow the structure of the winners. If this is what Google is rewarding, then you need to make sure that this is what your site has on it. There's an absolute correlation between the website and Google Business Profile rankings. So whatever the top performers, and don't just look at the top winner. Again, look at number 2. Also do a variation of your keyword and go and look for that. So like I have chiropractor New York City. How about chiropractors in? So this could be a variation of the keyword. I go take a look. Okay, we have a different person. What are they doing? What do they have on their site? Okay, we have a sign up form. Okay, what else is here? Now this is a bigger site, so this isn't going to be something we're looking at, but you get the point. We want to see, are they listing hours of operation? Do they have license numbers? Do they have phone numbers? Do they have 800 numbers? Are they linking out to social profiles? Like, what are they doing that I'm not? We want to make sure we're mimicking what the top performers have, their structure. Like, how is it structured? I want to make sure I have the same elements on the page. All right, so that's going to be tip number 9. Now let's go to tip number 10. Number 10 is going to be post mirroring, okay? Now, I run across this quite frequently. I'll go into my suspended account that I have here. So, when you're looking at your Google Business Profile, look at this as a web asset, okay? Look at this just like your website. And look at your posts as if they are part of a website, because technically they are. So I don't think I could get into posts within this account. Home. Yeah, because it's suspended. So here, I'll go over to mine. And here's what I mean, all right? So what you should have inside of your account is this. So I have this particular learn more. This is going over to my services. This is about services. This is about press releases. That points to my press release page. I have another listing talking about GSA blasts. I point that to the GSA page. I have this talking about New York SEO. That points to the New York SEO page. Are you getting it here? So here's what I mean. So let's scroll on over here. And let me make sure that this hammers home, because this is so important. So you have your website, okay? So here, let me go ahead and draw this out for you briefly. So you have your website, you have your home page, because you want to make sure you're doing this with your most important pages. So home page, service pages, location pages, another very important page. I make a corresponding post that's home page It's all about my homepage. It's all about brand. Service page, I make a post on Google Business Profile all about services. My locations that I service, we're going to talk about all those locations that I service and point to the locations page. Talking about another, say the facts page, all the important facts about my business, I point to the facts page. And once you go in and create all of those corresponding posts to the website, you only have to do it once. And the objective is we don't want to change our post web URLs. See, this right here is a post just like a website. So you don't want to go and change all your URLs. Why? Because you lose the age, the authority, any links that you build to it. So what I recommend is you create this post, it mirrors to the website. And what you want to do is you come inside of here, you can make one small edit, okay? All right, want to work with so I make one small edit. And then I publish it. And now it's like a brand new post that's just been updated. Google rewards freshness, but it hasn't lost its authority. It's the same URL. So please note this. Mirroring posts to the website, it's like you're building a buffer for all of the pages on your site. And then all you have to do is make one small change and it's considered updated, but it never lost all of its authority because you didn't change the URL. You've just updated the post. So now it's fresh. Now it can be seen again. Now it'll accrue more views. And if you built links to it, you get to retain all those links. So my tip number 10 is post mirroring. Post mirroring is so important because this is one of the ways that we can start generating traffic. We can start generating more interest for our Google business profiles. It's a white hat way to start getting more eyeballs, traffic, and clicks, and actual recognition for your business. Now, I want to give you one more tip. This is going to be a bonus tip if you've made it this far. All right. I've been testing this extensively. I highly recommend building backlinks to your posts and to your place ID. If you're not doing this post mirroring and building links to your posts, you're doing yourself a massive disservice. We are seeing massive ranking increases simply by building links to the place ID and also the posts within your Google business profile. So build links to place ID and posts. If you're using the structure or the strategy that I just laid out, post mirroring to the website, you're basically building buffer pit links from the strongest place in the world, which is Google. There's no better place to get a link from than Google. And then you're link power through that post over to your asset. You're passing that relevance. You're passing that power. You're doing yourself a massive favor. My name is Chris Palmer. This is my top 10 tips plus a bonus tip to help you rank your Google business profile. If you have any questions related to local SEO or anything related to Google business profile or Google Maps rankings, feel free to go ahead and ask in the section below. And I always look forward to seeing you in the next Local SEO 2022, How to Rank Your Google Business Profile Higher video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.